You're one of the few that gets to do what they want to do, you know what I mean?
It's not without, you know, it's ups and downs. Of course, there's ups and downs in it, and it took a long time to get stable. But like, well, no, actually, no, I'm lying. It didn't take a long time to get stable, but I was so passionate about what I like. Just, I mean, there's two options in this world: to succeed and succeed. There are no other. Failure is not. It doesn't even exist.
It's literally not an option.
Exactly, it's not an option. You know what I mean? So it's like, no matter what, it's like, it has to work.
Yeah.
Well, what can I say? Right now I'm standing at 8 weeks and 5 days out as of this video. And most of these clips were taken during my 9 weeks out from my show. And I'm really excited about this season once again. Throughout this prep, I kind of failed to realize how much time I actually needed to give myself to really come down from where I started at 180 pounds. And I've never been that big in my life as far as scale weight is concerned. And I think that will probably be the last time I allow my body to come so far away from where I need to be when it gets to coming onto stage and my stage weight. I'm probably realistically looking at hitting around maybe 155 pounds or so on stage, 152 or so. And that's a huge improvement over last year where I was at 142 at the start of my season. And for the Olympia, I believe I was around like maybe 144 or so. But my body fat wasn't where it needed to be. So bringing a leaner physique that's harder and, you know, bigger at the same time as far as muscle is concerned, and weighing a little bit more on stage this year is definitely a huge improvement. And I'm really pleased with where I am at this point in the game. Taking a step back from my other show, I was initially supposed to do the Spartans, and taking a step back and focusing on the greater Gulf states really gave me a clarity mentally, and it helped me to be able to take a step back to be able to feed my body and kind of eat and grow into the show. I took 4 weeks of time to just focus on bringing up my calories well over 2,200 per day, and just really kept an eye on my conditioning. So cardio was still in the equation. Actually ended up only doing about 20 minutes or so. Whereas when I was trying to really beat the clock and get into that Spartans and get ready for the Spartans, I was doing like 40, 50 minutes a day, and my body just can't take that amount of cardio. I do better with less. Less is more on many levels with my body. So, you know, I raised the calories and I talked to Kim about some of the changes that I felt I needed with my diet. Having an open communication with your coach is so important. And when I started working with him many moons ago, we've been working together for about 3 years now, come this July. You know, I used to be afraid to kind of tell him things and to talk to him and to really be honest with him about how I'm feeling. I just kind of did my plan and didn't say much. And, you know, at first it was great and it's fine, but like when I feel like things need to change or be different or whatever, and I held those things into myself, it actually was more detrimental in the end. So, I learned how to speak with him and be honest with him when I feel like something isn't working, or if I feel like I need to make a suggestion about how we can make things work for my body. I mean, I'm 35 years old as of this video, and I know my body after years of training and after years of being a dancer, and I know certain things about myself that work and don't work. So being honest with him was a big thing for me. So I'm here in my kitchen and just kind of give you guys a little glimpse of how I'm eating going into my show at 9 weeks out. And things are moving along. My diet was just changed around a little bit so that way I'm eating a little bit less carbohydrates, but my fats were lifted just a little bit. and my protein is on the higher side as well. I'll write out everything that I'm eating on my blog post, so go ahead and pay attention to that. My kitchen is a mess right now, so don't mind the mess around me, but I wanted to show you guys a couple of things that I like to include on my diet, including this right here, which is probably the biggest can of tuna fish I have ever purchased in my life. It's like freaking huge. I mean, look at all that. You see that? Tuna fish. And I just added it in place of protein powder. I have protein powder on my plan once a day. I was doing it twice a day. And just trying to clean everything up with the diet and just get a lot of the food sources that I have from my actual like food and not so much supplements all the time. So I've got tuna fish in there, and one of my favorites over here is this right here. I've got some yummy chicken breasts that I just literally cooked up, and this chicken is absolutely delicious. I got this seasoning. It's a rub from P.F. Chang's. This is the rub that I got from P.F. Chang's. And it is the rub from the dry ribs, the northern ribs or something like that. I think it's called, like spare ribs or something. It is the most amazing thing ever. It's like Asian five spice, some salt, some other seasonings as well. And I literally will go to P.F. Chang's for this seasoning. Like when I was having my cheat meals, I would just order the ribs, but now I need to find a way to go in there and just ask for this seasoning and ask them to give me like 2 containers of it. And I like to put it on my chicken. I like to put it, sometimes I sprinkle a little bit on my eggs. Sometimes I'll also put a little bit on my beef as well, because I eat beef every single day. You know, I have to have beef in my plan like every day. I have to eat a steak. I have to eat extra lean ground beef or something to help with my iron levels because I am anemic. And disclosing that to him, you know, he definitely gave me the green light to do that. There was one point in this prep actually where my hair was like falling out and I was craving ice every single day. And those are kind of indications when my anemia gets really bad. So ever since I had the beef added in, ever since I started really cooking with cast iron pots, ever since I started really paying attention to get my iron supplements in, things have been so much better. My body has made a complete 180. One of my favorite things in the morning, or just in general right now, as far as fats are concerned, is something a client of mine and I was talking about the other day. And I've had one of my coaches, Katie, she's a big fan of this, and a couple of our other clients are also big fans. But this right here, Kerrygold butter, Irish butter, this stuff is so amazing. Now I take about 2 grams of Kerrygold and about another maybe 3 or 4, sometimes even 5 grams of extra virgin coconut oil, and I add it to my coffee. So here's the let me see if you get in the light there. Extra virgin coconut oil, organic coconut oil from I think I got this at Trader Joe's or so. So I add a little bit of that to my coffee in the morning. And it is the most amazing thing ever. It gives your coffee a really great buttery and very smooth kind of taste. The other thing that I really, really like about it is that I don't have to use any creamers. I can even drink the coffee without any sugar. So I like my coffee pretty sweet. So I can drink the coffee without all that. It cuts the bitterness down in the coffee as well. So it gives it a nice flavor. Now, Irish butter has a lot of beta carotene in it, or carotene rather. It has more carotene than carrots do. It also is a great source of vitamin K, vitamin A, and vitamin D as well. So those of you who have some problems with vitamin D deficiency, start adding that in there and you'll be able to naturally raise those numbers. Another thing about it is that it has a higher ratio of omega-3s in it. So you get your omega-3 fatty acids in this as well. And it's because the cows are grass-fed and it's more organic, the butter. It has a completely different flavor than like Land O'Lakes or anything like that. And this butter is actually good for you. Another thing that it has is a higher amount of CLA in it. And the research on CLA is kind of spotty. They found that in rats, in a rat study, they found that it helps the body to actually burn fat. But that hasn't really been proven true in human studies so much. However, Irish butter is very high in CLA, and I don't know, maybe as a naturally occurring source, you know, it's okay to go ahead and take it in. Anything that you can add to your diet that'll help with fat loss, especially the leaner you get, I say to try it, go for it, see what it works for, if it works for you. But as far as like going out and buying actual CLA, I don't really think it's really something that I personally would spend my money on. But in any case, Irish butter has so many benefits as far as the body is concerned. Of course, you get the MCT oils from that coconut oil. And an MCT oil is a medium chain triglycerides. They're shorter chains of fat. The body can break them down really easily and use them for energy. So they're really great for anyone on a fat loss diet. If you're on a low carb diet, these two fats are amazing to add in. If you have nuts and avocado and your fish oils, great sources of fat that will help you to get to your goals. So I encourage you guys to try it out. Now I use the butter and the coconut oil in my coffee, like I said, and they say you know, you can blend it. It's called bulletproof coffee. Look it up on the internet. But I don't blend it. I just like to have it melt in there, stir it up a little bit. Sometimes I'll add just a little creamer to it, sometimes not, or just like some Torani. This right here. If you don't have this in your cabinet, you're missing out, honey. This Torani. This goes in my protein shakes. It goes over my oats. It goes in my coffee to sweeten things. So you add just a little bit of that, and you've got a great tasting coffee to enjoy. And I feel like it sustains my energy too. With the fats in it, the body's got that energy to burn, and then the caffeine and everything. So it's wonderful. I only need 1 cup and I'm good. When it comes to my training, I've gotten just back to the basics, just really focusing on pushing heavy weights and really focusing on bringing up those weaker parts of my body, trying to fill out my frame once again. With the increase of calories, I was able to really just play around and let my body just go and just grow into the show. So it's been really good. I'm really pleased with where I am. I started working with a training partner recently, and the way we push each other in the gym is phenomenal. And I never really thought that I needed that or wanted that. And now that I have it, it's like I can't show up to the gym without him. And I think all of these things just coming together in the way that they are has made me a better competitor. am so focused right now on just being my best. And I'm so focused right now on beating my best and just allowing myself to have the audacity to believe in myself and my own potential and not apologizing for it. There's a fine line between being cocky about who you are and cocky about your abilities and being just confident in what you have to offer and confident in what it is that you're doing. And I'm more on the confident side. You know, I'm definitely not cocky about myself, but to have the audacity to believe in yourself and to not apologize about your greatness, that is what sets people apart who are really successful at anything, you know, whether it's competing or a sport, any other sport, or career, life. You know, I was saying this to a friend the other day. Phil Heath does not apologize for being Phil Heath. Nicole Wilkins does not apologize for being Nicole. They're going to be the best that they can be, and they know that they're damn good, and they are going to allow others to challenge that. Come up against, let's stand side by side and see who the judges feel are the best. And to have that audacity to be confident in what you have to bring to the table is what this game is all about. Otherwise, you'll never reach your full potential. So I am allowing myself that. I'm allowing myself to be proud of what I have to offer and to know that I have so much room to grow, but I've come a long way as well, and to celebrate that and to be really open about sharing that. And I feel like it's really helped me to step up my game. I feel like a completely different competitor. I feel evolved. I feel like, you know, ever since I stepped on that Olympia stage, that I knew what I can now see what it is I'm capable of. And I'm not going to lie, there have been periods of doubt, even after the aftermath of 2014 and my crazy season. You know, I think to myself sometimes, was this all a fluke? Like, was it a mistake? Like, do I deserve that? Can I do it again? And the answer is yes, resoundingly yes, I can do it again. And I'm focused on bringing that. And actually, I'm already miles ahead of where I was at my best. So there can only be more goodness to come. For the next 8 weeks, it's all about visualizing and truly seeing what it is that I want, seeing what I want to look like, seeing it in my mind's eye before it is my reality. So I firmly believe in the power of thought, the power of putting things out in the universe and let it coming back to you tenfold. So I know what it is that I want when I walk on that stage. I want to be at the absolute best I can be. I want to be at the top of my game. And I want to be able to present my best to the judges on that day.
I know that in order for me to reach a level that I've never reached before, I need to work in a way that I've never worked before. And I'm just putting everything that I got in this so that way I can have an amazing season and really see through to my truest potential. And that's what it's all about.
Come on. Come on, Roxie. Come on now. There you go. Come on. Come on, Rox.
Last year at the Greater Gulf States, I went in not even at my best. I was actually really sick going into that show, and I had some stomach problems, and I couldn't hold any food down. And I was passing out on stage, literally passing out on stage. And I ended up placing 11th in a very competitive field of over 22 women. I believe there were like 24, 25 women, maybe 26 or so. And I still ended up doing fairly well. So I'm excited to see how things pan out if I bring my best. If I show up not passing out, not, sick. And if I can just go out there and just have a good time, I'm excited to see where I end up. So this season is a game changer. I feel like I am ready to rock and roll and to just really allow myself to reach the best that I can.